Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Robin, this is Digital Wilds, and welcome back to Darkest of Day. It's not a very long game, but I hope it's been an interesting one so far. Let's jump back into it. So once again, we find ourselves heading back to the Civil War. Let's find out what we're doing this time.
Welsh is tagged, so we know where he is. But those orders he has need to get to General French, and that's where it gets tricky. Because French will send Welsh on to fight at the Sunken Road, and I don't want to be anywhere near that place. Bodies piled 6 deep, blood running so thick the road became known as Bloody Lane. No thanks. Let's try and skip that if we can. We're gonna find Welsh, make sure he gets the orders to French, and then find the nearest possible place to hightail it out of there before the blood...
Well, you heard the man, let's get on with it. So once again, we find ourselves back in the Civil War, this time only armed with the period weapons, no super future weapons for us as of yet. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have a few of the Confederates up ahead of us, so I'm gonna hide out for now and see if we can find a way around that doesn't involve getting myself shot. Fortunately, 2 of them are blues, so can be pokeballed imminently, which makes taking out the rest a little bit easier. So after doing battle with the slightly terrible shooting controls, we have cleared them out, and it looks like there's another patrol headed down the way. So if I just do some long-range shooting up to this point and try and avoid hitting the blue guy, hopefully this is within range. There we go, down he goes. The AI in this only really seems to like fighting from very short range, which suits me fine, because they, you know, I can hit from a lot further away than they can. They're also curiously inaccurate, even at that very short range, and can be duly bayoneted in the face. That horse doesn't look like it's in a great way. It's hovering a foot off the ground, for one thing. So it looks like we're going to have to cross this swamp, which is fine by me, because hopefully it'll mean enemies don't spawn in at me. But I've got to be a bit careful, because I am fairly flimsy without my future weapons. Aha, there's the orange glow. That means Welsh is on his way, so looks like we've got some friends for once. Note to self, wooden palisades do not block bullets. Well, first death of the game within a couple of seconds. So maybe if I sneak up round this way and try and hide next to this rock, I'll get a bit of cover. That cavalryman is on my side, so I'm just going to hide behind him. Hope his horse doesn't hit me.
I don't know how you keep finding me, but I got bigger problems than you right now. I'm separated from my men and I've lost... Oh, here they come.
Really, really awful voice acting again. Quick scatter of Pokeballs towards them, because there's loads of those that are blue that need to not die. I don't think I have to Pokeball the blue guys. I think I can just avoid killing them. That may have just been the game's way of forcing me to not kill them, actually. I hear Confederates shouting off in the distance, but they don't seem to have found us quite yet. I imagine there's going to be some kind of horrible ambush at some point when I go and get the orders. Ah, yeah, here we go. Hide behind the plot armor. That didn't work. Turns out this is actually quite an efficient way to fight. Unfortunately, I don't know where the rest of them are, and they're out of melee range. Oh, that's alright. Ooh, repeater as well. Nice. And down they go. Lovely. Oh, there's still some lead flying around, although it's not entirely clear where from. Ah, yeah, they're behind us. And, yeah, one guy over here, I think? Yeah. Down he goes. Lovely. Oh, another gang of them here. Looks like we only got to get over here as well, so I should be able to make it out if I don't get hit too badly in the meantime. Just going to jump this fence, and it looks like we found the place. So as the scenery pops in, let's go and get these orders.
Stevens, it's Welsh. Where's Potter? Where are the orders?
Potter took off. We're scattered. I got spooked. Potter took off and oh.
This game does not have a great sense of dramatic pacing and pathos in the voice acting, does it? Yeah, I think our main objective here is run rather than fight, which suits me fine because the combat in this is really quite dire. If I cut through this gap in the fence, I can make a little shortcut, and this seems to be where we're heading. Aha, so we found this little wooden bridge, and oh, some well signposted enemies down there because one of their guys is glowing, but I think I'm just going to avoid him for now. I think at this stage in the game, there's not much point in me bothering to try for extra unlocks, because there's only a couple more missions to go, and I doubt it's going to make the difference between victory and defeat. Another cornfield battle. This game loves its cornfield battles, because I guess it obscures the terrible draw distance. Seemingly, the enemy have the ability to exploit their bionic super eyes to see through the corn at any possible range, which is not something that has extended to me. I have literally no idea where the enemies are. Okay, they're here. Right, so if I hide behind this bulletproof wagon... So I think my mistake here has been charging into battle rather than taking them out as some kind of ambush. Well, this is going a bit better at least. Alright, so now that patrol is down, I'm not going to get massacred quite so easily, so I can try and move up. I'm thinking best not go straight through the corn, maybe go around, see if I can take them out from an angle that lets me actually see what's going on. I mean, they're clearly there. I can see the smoke from their fire, so it's not too difficult to get the idea. Well, I was trying to do a trick shot and hit 2 at once there. It didn't work, but, you know, they are down. What's in this tiny little outhouse? Well, I know what's behind it. Okay, so we've taken them down. If we can sneak around these guys, we can isolate that group in there and hopefully pick them off relatively easily. Ah, looks like there's some guys up there. Clipping issues seem to be protecting that guy there. Down he goes at last. And so now, can we press in here and take these guys out? I don't think there's many of them left. We've got the orders and we've got the sniper rifle, both of which are quite useful. Okay, so avoid the sharpshooters and head off here to the right. If we keep heading down this road, it looks like we should get to the right place. I'm assuming it's not going to be as easy as all that, but we'll do our best. Ha, looks like I can sneak down this little creek here and take some fall damage, but managed to make it. I wonder when Welsh will catch up to us. Oh, good, he's speedy. Right, there's enemies along there, so let's not go that way. Let's go across this road. This incredibly grey water will pop in. Okay, so we just have to go meet with Dexter. Unfortunately, if the experience of the last episode is anything to go by, there are people who are not very keen on Dexter who might be out to cause some trouble. Right, so here's the broken down farmhouse where we're meeting Dexter. If I poke a ball from over here with the advantage of high ground, I might be able to, yeah, just about get him within range. I'm not sure if he's a blue guy or one of the enemy. Oh no, he's one of ours, which implies a battle's coming up, because otherwise there'd be no call to try and keep him alive, and I can't Pokeball him because he's not hostile. Aha, and so like 10 missions after learning how to use it in the tutorial, we finally get to use the artillery at incredibly close range, I might add. This is basically impossible to aim, which I assume is not by design, but just poor gameplay. It seems like if you just hit in the relative vicinity of the enemy, you'll do alright, but they don't seem to have sent many at us anyway. Oh no, we've got another wave coming over this way, but this cannon turns incredibly slowly and can't really get the range on them anyway. I'm going to get off the cannon because it's not actually very useful and shoot some of them in the face, which is much more efficient. Okay, so I seem to be getting hit from somewhere, but I can't quite tell where. Again, this is one of those situations where nicking some of the grenades from the First World War might have come in handy. Plus I do have this sniper rifle, but oh, there's a convenient window here to use it from as well when they were coming on the first wave, but the situation seems to have changed a bit since then. Still handy though. I'll be honest, my AI friends seem to be handling this fine on their own. Yeah, they seem to have just cleared most of them out. Most of the blue guys have survived. Okay, one last wave. Not quite sure what the fail state is here. I guess Welsh could die, but that hasn't seemed to come up as a possibility so far, so I've got no reason to indicate that he would now. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good at all. I've only got period weapons and I didn't mean to summon those guys. This is why you don't shoot the blue guys. Ah. Run, run, run. I wonder if... No, because we're now in frozen time, so my historical buddies can't help me. I just have to... I guess I can take them down with period weaponry. It's just going to take longer than using the automatic stuff. I wonder if I can take one of them down, actually. I might get a future weapon, and then I could fight more efficiently. Yes, this'll do. Ah, okay, right. Burst pistol. Okay, well that was better, but then he killed me, so... Lesson learned. Pokeball for you this time instead of a bullet. Shoot your officer, though. Excuse me, I just shot you. There we go. Accept historical destiny. So keeping my distance and using the sniper rifle a lot earlier in the piece seems to be a more effective way to do this battle, frankly. That cannon is almost entirely useless, so I've not made use of it at all this time. And, yeah, it turns out cavalry are quite hard to hit with a sniper rifle. Not too bad, though. Okay, and... looks like with the dying of the music and the new objective, we have got it done. So now we're going to take this guy to General French. Not entirely clear where he lives. Oh, he's just behind us. Okay, that's fine. So we take him over to the General's camp.
You there! Get moving! The Confederates might have good position. We march on the moral high ground. Now get up that hill and demonstrate to them our finer sensibilities, you dumb cuss!
Oh, man. We gotta follow his orders.
Can't use this cannon for some reason, which might have been useful at this longer range. Okay, so now we're getting thrown into a second battle for the for this mission, which kind of loses its sense of historical import when there's only about 50 guys on the field. So they're Union soldiers who we have to try and keep alive. In some ways, those are harder than the Confederates we have to try and not kill, because you know, the AI can go after them in a way that just wounding a Confederate just seems to take him out of the battle entirely. I suppose something more rapid fire from one of the future guys might come in useful right now. but I'm not sufficiently brave / stupid to try and summon them into this mess. Okay, got to lead up the flanks over this way. I'd love to if I could get past the badly clipping trees game. Charge, men, charge! That's right. In 100 years, there might be something called television, and there'll be a terribly made TV movie about this. Pokeballs at close range for them, bullets for others. Okay, looks like they're taken out. Can we press forward now? I'd like to go with some AI cover in front of me, ideally, but recognise that might not be entirely possible. Or maybe we're going around this side. Aha, so disrupt the Confederate support. I guess that just means kill them, which has been our objective in most of these battles so far. Either kill all of them, or kill enough of them for enough time that the game automatically moves on. Those are the two objectives. No cannons for you! Okay, that's one guy dead. That was a bit of a warning. I'd like to not summon the Futuroids. Turns out the strategy of hiding behind a rock where they can't shoot you is actually quite effective. Right, with them down, looks like this artillery position's cleared. Oh, I can use their gun. Not sure it's actually a very effective weapon, so I'm just going to back off that for now. Okay, so we've got some kind of Overwatch position here. Is there going to be a battle further down there, or is this just where I was before? Because it kind of looks like it. I'm not even sure where Dexter is. I don't recognise him without his hat. Oh, there he is. They don't seem to be coming in. They seem to be just crouching behind fences where I can easily shoot them. Do I have to advance? I think I probably do. Not to be rude, but I think I'm being much more effective than these actual drilled infantry. Just running around freelancing with my sniper rifle. Fire! Yeah, look at me, Mum. I'm part of a team. This is possibly slightly more historically realistic, but it's also very slow-paced, so I kind of wish it would hurry up. Plus, it really reveals going into scoped mode how many of the Confederate soldiers are just clones. God, there's dozens of them. There must be some other way to get around this. No, we just have to literally fight our way along. Lovely. If I can help out by picking a few guys off from behind the firing line, though, that would be lovely. Okay, so these guys seem to have been thinned out a little bit. I'm not going to press ahead too much because I'd prefer not to get killed, but yeah, we're making some progress, and our numbers seem to have increased a little bit. If I take a position over here, I can probably pick off the last few of them. Yeah, and you go down, and with that, I guess this game's about to spawn some more at me, which, no, we seem to be alright.
We gotta get them in the woods so we can get out of here unseen. An honor fighting with you, Corporal. We're gonna flush out any rebels still hiding in the forest. Why don't you join us? I'll take point. Follow me.
Are we going to kidnap him? I think we're going to kidnap him.
Sorry to spring this on you, boy, but we need you. And even though you don't know it, you need us. In you go.
Yeah, we're going to kidnap him. Alright. Well, I mean, that's nice, but how do we get out of here, Dexter?
We finally got him. And you made it all happen. I'm proud of you, son. Damn fine job. Let's get back to HQ. Welsh is probably...
Why couldn't we go in the same portal as him? That seems energy inefficient.
Hello there. You are fine here and will not be harmed. Nor can you harm me. I just want a couple of moments of your...
Okay, this isn't HQ.
I guess we are all just looking for a few certain moments...
This is a lot of reused assets from the Civil War, though.
...as the opposition. And I'm here to tell you that you're working for the wrong people. The bad guys, if you will. I can't say for sure that you've been lied to, but you certainly haven't heard the whole story. You're actually advancing the forces of evil with every trip you take. But you cannot join us, even if you want. You must return and continue Mom's bidding, and see how this plays out. She must be working with Dr. Core, brainwashing him, maybe even torturing the poor man. I wish he were with us. We are not necessarily a violent group, but the stakes are too high. I cannot safeguard you from my more militant colleagues who are lobbying very strongly for your elimination. I can only do what I can to craft a more peaceful solution while stemming the tide of widespread murder. It's time for you to go. Remember what I've told you. If you see Dr. Gore, try and talk with him. I will find you again.
Okay, so we've met Strinko, who is apparently trying to recruit us for the guys in the green bubbles who turn up and shoot us occasionally. Given they've been showing up and trying to shoot me occasionally for quite some levels now, I'm not particularly minded to side with them, but I guess they're going for the whole sci-fi, ooh, your bosses are actually evil plotline.
No idea why you and Morris arrived separately. There is also a very strange signature in your incoming time stream, Morris. Quite strange. The Chronotech integration team will work with Welsh and reintegrate him into his own time period. Of more pressing concern is the still outstanding Petrovich. Recon shows we have a chance, albeit a slim one, to reach him before the German hordes. Dexter, please fill in the details. My presence is required with our investigators.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick upgrade with our 3 points that we've got. Honestly, I'm not convinced that any of these are particularly great. I might just go for an extra 3 points in reload speed, given that I've got them. And we'll just see what Dexter has to say about the next level.
The one about a priest, a rabbi, and Abraham. All right, Petrovich is on one side of this bridge or the other, and we need to find him. Now, there's a few skirmishes going on over here, and I think we'll find Petrovich on this side. I hope so, because history has the Russians throwing themselves at the bridge and eating it hard. If we don't find him over here, we gotta go over there, and that means busting through the bridge. The Germans have secured the bridge, and the Russians are scattered. So let's do some cleanup work, get the Russian troops concentrated on the bridge. If we don't find Petrovich on this side, we'll need their help to take it so we can get across to the other side.
Seems simple enough. Let's go.
Well, Morris, the two armies here have come to a bit of a standoff. You and I are gonna have to, well, stir things up a little and help push the Germans back in several locations. Once we've done that, the Russians ought to have men to spare in taking the trestle bridge out of action. The 3 spots where we'll need to focus our effort are the beachfront, the hillside forest, and the train. Let's move out, kid. I got your back.
Okay, so given that we are now 50 years in the future, we have reached a stage of actually usable weapons. So even if we're stuck with the period pieces and not being able to use the fun future toys, we can at least do a reasonable amount with a bolt-action rifle and the semi-automatic pistol. So we'll push over here. I guess the beach will be the first objective. I'm just going to go left to right on this, given that this one's the furthest out of the way. It's probably the easiest one to start with. So we see some fun gunfire heading over there, and yeah, there we go. Looks like some Germans causing trouble to me. Gonna long range a Pokeball at this guy, and once he's down, yep, there he goes. We can take out the rest of his friends. Ah, machine gun. That's gonna be a problem. I know I've done the upgrades, but you really can't fit 15 rounds in one of these things. Right, okay, Mr. Machine Gun is being difficult. Not anymore, he's not. Down you go. Turns out bayoneting someone in the chest doesn't kill them. Could have taught that as a historical lesson. Yeah, best idea seems to be bayoneting as many of these guys as we can, just to avoid killing the blues. Sorry, dude. That guy seems to be bulletproof. If I hide behind this boat, I can get reasonable cover. And down he goes. Saving my Pokeballs for a real essential moment here. That guy just straight up dodged one of my bullets. Okay, they're down. No time to stick around. Let's head over to, I guess, the forest next. Still got a reasonable amount of ammunition, although this is running a little bit dry, so if I can pick up a gun off the Russians at some point, I might try and do that. Just taking a moment of silence to notice how this exact same music track has been playing throughout all the Eastern Front of World War I missions. It's just so obvious when you're playing bits of this game that there was meant to be more to it, and they just ran out of time or money, and it's kind of a shame. It's almost like they should have just stuck with one storyline rather than trying to make it multiple ones, and having this complicated time traveling thing. If they just made it, you know, the Eastern Front game and actually put all that time into one scenario, it would have actually been a pretty decent shooter. And so much misplaced effort. It seems to be easy enough so far, although I'm reluctant to shoot the guy on the machine gun because he's blue, but Pokeball should sort that out. There he goes. None of these guys seems to have ammunition on them, lovely. I'll maybe have to swap for a German weapon. There we go, that's more like it. Well, it said we have backup coming in, but all the enemies seem to be dead, so apart from that guy. Oi, that's enough of that. As those guys go down, looks like we've only got a few guys over in this trench to deal with, and then this bit of the mission will be done. So one goes down. If I head over and bayonet the other guy, down he goes. And looks like one guy over here next to this rock. Ah, and down he goes. So now it's just the train. That guy just spawned out of nowhere. Oh my god, an entire horde of Russians has appeared from nowhere. Okay, and we've come up on flanking this train. Oh, more Russians have spawned on us. And yeah, Germans have seen us, so we're going to try and take some cover before I die. Got a decent overlook position from here, so I can try and snipe down at a few of them. Try and at least reduce their numbers so I can get down there and bayonet the blue guys. I don't know what any of these Russian expletives mean, but I've heard them shouted over and over again, the same 5 things throughout this entire game, so I'm coming to just sort of learn Russian phonetically. Okay, looks like it's just the blues left on the battlefield now, so we're going to head down and, yeah, let's do this charge. I'm not trying to kill you, honestly, I just want to poke you with a bayonet so you don't die later. Right, that's 2 of them down. Oh no, he's dead. That's unfortunate. Although I don't think that was my fault, so I'm not sure I get the bad guys summoned at me for now. And yeah, we've got another sort of batch of them over there. I'll try and Pokeball him, given that I've got them. So he goes down, and his mates will soon follow. Uh-oh. Apart from that guy, honestly, Dexter, you're so sloppy. Okay, so we got to assault the bridge. I think we get a very ahistorical thing that happens here from my memory of playing through this game before. In any case, we'll head up this railway track and get to the staging post and then see what we can do from there. Ah, so this gun is called a Mauser C96. I always just knew it as the Red 9 after the gun in Resident Evil 4. Although that's called the Red 9 because it has a Red 9 painted on it. I'm pretty sure this guy's the same Russian officer that we had in the first mission. I think they're just reusing assets rather than him being the same guy. I assume running headlong at the enemy is going to be a mistake, but this is the First World War, so they have yet to figure that bit out. Alright, it seems entirely unfair that I'm the target of all this gunfire when there's so many other Russians in the field. Yep, and down I go. Okay, so going to rethink this and try and go around the side and maybe pick off some of the Germans from further away. That seems to be a better way of protecting my my health. This seems like a decent sniping spot, not least because it's on the edge of an invisible wall. So he can go down, and he can go down, and now they've got no sort of overwatch. So if we next try and work out the guys that are hiding behind the sandbags, add a few of the machine guns, that'll hopefully reduce their firepower. So in go the Russians to be my cannon fodder, and unfortunately they're not important because they aren't time travelers like me. Kinda don't know why I never used the pistols before. Turns out they're actually quite good. Excuse me, I'm trying to use this. Yep, if you could move your head, that would be lovely. So for the second time since the opening mission of this game, I use a machine gun and manage to destroy more of my own allies than I do the enemy. I don't think it has ever been explained to me, who is from 1876, what a tank is, nor would the Russian soldiers know what it is, nor would the Germans, because they didn't have them at this point of the war, and it's a British tank anyway. So that's the big historical anachronism, and as you'll know if you've played a first-person shooter before, the objective will now be to destroy the tank. Now, it turns out if you shoot the shells, it doesn't do anything.
To blow this bridge sky high, but the Russian advance is too strong right now. And that leaves the job up to us. And this job is brought to you by the letter C and the number 4. You know, the good stuff.
No, I don't know. I'm from 1876. I barely know what gunpowder is. So, if I head straight into this gunfire, I'm going to get myself killed. So first, I'm going to take out the machine gunner. Okay, looks like I've cleared out enough that I can push onwards. If I hide behind this wooden slat, it should protect me from enough bullets to be able to get over there. Right, so set this glowing brick of butter to explode in a few minutes. And if we push on to the next support, that shouldn't be too bad either. You would have thought only a couple would need to go down for the whole bridge to be unusable, but apparently no, we have to press across the whole thing. Please don't shoot me in the process, I don't want to die. Okay, so charge is set, and there we are. So, I'm not entirely sure what that was. Was that Dexter with his super future rocket launcher? Maybe. Ah, I was supposed to go over there. Okay, kind of my bad for not following instructions, frankly. More Russians spawning in out of nowhere. Anyway, let's watch the fireworks. Do I not get to see the bridge explode? Come on. Oh, really? Did you not have the effects budget to animate an explosion? It was a really terrible explosion effect. At least they did one. I thought they were going to skip out on that entirely. Would you believe it's a muddy-coloured forest with some dodgily rendered trees in it? I know, it's amazing. Pokeball down a couple of blue guys, and we're out of Luger ammunition, so we have to go over to our rifle. But that's okay, because this has a decent firing speed, unlike the Civil War ones. Okay, so crossing a field in the First World War, I imagine, is likely to go incredibly well. We've got another cornfield battle here, although this one isn't quite as thickly populated, so I don't mind it quite as much. These seem to be, yeah, trees, like an apple orchard or something.
The Russians have set up a command post inside that farmhouse. No doubt, that's where Petrovich is holed up.
Why is there no doubt? How do you know that? See, told you. God, this is a very dark game, isn't it? Not in tone. It's very silly in tone. It's just, I can't see anything. I suppose this is what most of 20th century Europe was like. Anyway, let's have a look at the map. I don't know where the barn is. The little reticule hasn't appeared on my map yet. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Get on that Maxim upstairs. Hold back the Germans.
You're the boss. I wish the zoom wasn't so strong when you're on the machine guns. It makes it really difficult to see anything. And I can't get my map out because I've got my hands on the gun, which is at least, I guess, realistic. I'm literally not doing anything. I can't see any enemies. There's one. Are you going to just... Why don't you just trick him and throw him into the portal like you did with Welsh? That would work. Seems like we're working for the bad guys anyway, so, you know, just knock him out. Oh no, grenades. Not that I could have done anything about them because I was on the fixed gun, which strikes me as particularly unfair, frankly. Oh, finally some enemies have showed up. Relatively easy to just cut them all down, though. Alrighty, that was easier than expected, frankly. We'll get in the portal, then. Oh, so now we can use the same portal as the guy we're rescuing. I couldn't when it was Welsh.
Fantastic work! We finally have Petrovich in our hands. But what's this? I don't understand. The time stream analyzer shows no difference. As if you
Dun,
rescued.
dun,
Just
dun!
But they're here. And we've done everything. Those interlopers. The opposition. At least we've managed to figure out Welsh. Our research shows another, almost identical time signature at Antietam. It's Welsh's twin brother, Jonathan.
Got to
It
be
looks like
kidding
we must
me.
save them both. I'll leave that to you, Dexter. Meanwhile, I'll have the integration team get...
That's unbelievable writing. It's his twin brother, so we've got to go back to the Civil War and rescue his twin, because they couldn't be bothered to think of another mission for this game. Unbelievable. Ugh, well, in disgust, I will put more upgrade points in, and we'll go back and see what's next.
Another Welsh? Well, I'll go to hell. Not like this time travel business ain't screwy enough. I'm just relieved he made it through the cornfield. Now, you'd think that we could just go back to the cornfield. But here's the thing. Our time signature is all over that place. We'd just be asking for trouble from those opposition assholes if we came back. Burnside's bridge is our best bet to find him. It's a big bottleneck that the Union needs to break through. Only a couple of hundred rebels are holding back thousands of Union troops. I say we bust open that bottleneck to stop all the incoming lead, and then hopefully we can find Welsh as the Union troops stream across the bridge. If not, we'll beat the bushes until we find him.
Fine, well, let's get on with it.
We need to play this just right, my friend. Stick close to me and we'll get it done.
So we're back in the muddy surrounds of the Civil War, and as the barrels pop in, not sure what those barrels would contain at this point, although they're bales of hay, I guess. Baskets? Not entirely clear. But in any case, they're about to start getting shot at. So it looks like we're up against cannons for the first time, and this is probably not going to end well for us, but we'll do what we can. This little path down the side seems to be a productive route.
My head up and send some lead down range. You get your ass to that next boulder.
Oh, speaking of ass, that's what I did before, but the game didn't consider it flagged, so I wasn't allowed to proceed. I don't know what I'm firing at, but yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, we're around the final turn and into the home stretch, but we
Thanks
ain't
for the
home
cover,
free.
Dexter. Oh yes, it's just spawned in. Yes,
Ready?
I found its spawn point. There we are. Lovely.
Hot damn, pal. You move faster than my balls.
Oh.
Out of cheap burritos and rot-gut whiskey.
I don't know what a burrito is. I'm from 1876. I know what whiskey is, though. Honestly, it's pretty easy. The cannonball just goes where you want, and they disappear off the map, apparently. Yeah, not even splattered into bits, just disappear into the ether. These cannon sections are extremely underwhelming. It's just like playing that Noughts and Crosses game on Zelda Wind Waker. Sploosh! Oh, see, I'm getting shot, and it's very difficult to sort of pick off any enemies like that with precision. We're back down the hill, and I guess more tedious picking off enemies combat. Because this is a weapon I picked to begin the mission with, I have at least got an extra capacity of 24 on this one, so the very slow reload speed is at least compensated for. I'm sure this is an exact recreation of a Civil War era battle. Got the puddle of milk there for them to drink with their cookies afterwards. Okay, so as another army of clones goes down, it looks like we've taken the bridge. So if we head up here, try and avoid getting shot any further, we'll see what's next.
Remember what she said about a simple, straightforward mission? I didn't believe that shit either. Well, it's not our first rodeo. Come on, let's go.
Certainly isn't. You've been running me ragged around the Civil War for ages, and it's not even the best part of this game. The Pokeball seems to have frozen that guy in time. What are you doing over there on your own? Oh, and I've been shot from somewhere I didn't know where, and managed to die. So, I guess that's the experience of war for most soldiers. I'm just going to follow Dexter and hope it's alright. I don't think this is going to make it alright.
Watch for
How can I watch for sniper fire? I can't see anything. There's trees all over the place and you covered my screen in blood. I'm trying. You haven't specified which one that is. I am running out of ammunition, which is slightly concerning. Yet, once this is out, my repeater's out, and then I've got to go over to the very, very slow-firing rifle. Okay, well, we made it further this time, and fortunately the enemy only seem to be armed with the terrible slow-firing rifles as well, so we can at least even the odds a little bit. Oh, I think that might have been the Union cavalry I just shot at. Yeah, there are, guys. Okay. Thanks, lads. One round of Pokeballs should take down one of them, and hopefully we can get the others with this. There we go. Okay, well, we've crossed the bridge, so I get another respawn point. Haha. How am I supposed to go straight down the line? This game veers between weirdly easy and incredibly punishing. Especially when it sets my respawn point right in front of a cavalryman. Honestly now, this is just getting silly. Maybe if I just go around, I'll be less likely to get shot. It says break Confederate defense though, so I'm not entirely sure what break means. Again, just kill them all or hold out for a specific amount of time. In either case, slightly easier to do from behind, I find. Ah, and that's the mission complete noise. Lovely. Okay, so following along with these guys, going to have a stab at leaving the valley.
We still gotta get that other Welsh and hightail it back. Come on down this way.
We don't, though. You were clearly just padding the game at this stage.
He's probably back in the supply lines. We're gonna backtrack and find
Oh,
that
I
bastard.
honestly don't give a toss at this stage. Let's just get on and do it. Down he goes. Oh no, down he doesn't go, apparently. Oh, he's a sniper. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll take his rifle at least. So nicely reloaded, we can keep breaking through the woods. And it doesn't look like we're going to meet too much serious opposition. Although not clear where that cannon is that they're referring to. Well, I'm still not sure what cannon it was referring to, but the sharpshooters are down, so that's something. Okay, now we just proceed back along the path towards the camp. Now that was the very definition of busy work, frankly. Don't get your knives, stay there and get shot. That's better. Well, there's gunfire coming from somewhere, I just can't tell where. Oh, quite possibly right on top of me, yes I see. And down they go. Thanks for the help, Dexter. What's going on? Why has the world gone all dark? Are the bad guys coming? Another bloody cornfield. Why are they all so far apart? I know they're observing social distancing, but that won't be relevant for another 200 years. I think we're supposed to be doing a dramatic moment with everyone walking in silence while the dramatic music plays, but they haven't really established what's actually happening. Oh yeah, here we go. Thanks, Welsh. Aha! Future weapon, finally. Right, now we can hold our own. And the Union soldiers don't seem to be helping with this at all. Honestly, these guys are easier to take out than the Confederates. Now we get the creepy dramatic music. Still not entirely clear what's going on, but I'll just follow Dexter for now. And with that guy down, are we free? Yep, secure Welsh's exit. Let's just get through the camp and get out of here. Let's see if any of more of them spawn, but I think I've killed them all. And we don't get any implication of what Welsh thinks about all this because they couldn't be bothered to hire a voice actor.
Ah, yes. A complete set of Welshes. Very good job, men. You'll be happy to know that simulation modelling shows a return to normal, assuming proper reintegration, and we found some interesting information from a close examination of the Welsh's personal time signatures that may lead to knowing when the Father of Time is. We've also discovered the problem with Petrovich. Because of complications returning his father, Petrovich's son Matvey abandoned his scientific pursuits and joined the military in the next Great War. His scientific work is at risk, as he's now set to suffer and die in a POW camp.
Oh, we're going to do something insensitive, aren't we?
To rescue him before he reaches the camp.
I honestly didn't remember this level being here.
Camp would be quite intrusive. We also have a bit of tidying up to do in our other time periods. In World War I, your sudden exit with Petrovich interrupted the fighting and stalled the German advance. You must find a way to keep the Germans on the march. At Antietam, your work at Burnside's bridge has given the Union an unexpected advantage, and there's an entire Confederate brigade at risk. Perhaps related, a futuristic weapon has been left behind, probably from
Right. Okay, so we're going to have to go back and fight on the side of the bad guys. I see, they're doing a very cheap twist. Okay, well, we'll upgrade the accuracy on the pistols and pick another mission to go through. I'm going to do the concentration camp mission because I think we should probably get it over with.
Wondering what the deal is with this younger Petrovich. Now, here's what happened. When we saved his father, we ran into some trouble getting him returned to his proper time. He was labeled as a traitor and a deserter when they didn't find his body at the farmhouse. Tainted the family name. So, Matvey went to redeem his father by joining the military instead of staying back and doing whatever he was supposed to do for history. Some kind of science thing, I guess. Our simulation models say he'll get out of the war just fine if we can get him before he gets to the POW camp. We'll try to nab him while he gets transferred there. We're doing this my way. I've requisitioned one of the newly developed sniper rifles. Now, this thing's a freaking cannon that's so precise it'll take the nuts off a gnat from 1,500 meters. We'll drop in here on the high ground, take out the soldiers guarding Matvey Petrovich, and snag him out of there.
Makes sense. Okay, well, hopefully this isn't going to be as insensitive as I feared, but I still think this is a bit of a historical weirdness, because if his family name was tainted from his father's actions during the First World War, well, there was quite a significant thing that happened in Russia during the First World War, the revolution, and that might have, you know, changed the situation slightly. I would have thought by the time that Matvey, his son, became a thing, he would have more of a clean slate to work with.
All right, this gun does things a bit differently, so listen up, okay? The gun figures out distance, windage, humidity, all that for you. When you sight in, you use alternate fire to bring up the firing solution for that target. Now, you're going to be shooting at that, not the actual target. And we can't leave this behind, so if we get in a bind, you need to set the gun self-destruct. Most of all, don't shoot Petrovich.
Well, I'll try. Okay, so we're doing another Modern Warfare style thing. I've no idea how I'm supposed to aim this bloody thing. Down he goes.
Get down. Is that thing a fucking cannon or what? One more. Get him before he's out of range.
I thought you said it had a range of like 1,500 meters.
Another subject neutralized in ass-kicking
This aiming system is bollocks. Alright, so we move on. This is easier than I feared. It's not just another slogging firefight, so that's something. Okay. Fine. This seems easier because they're not moving. Although, I love to go to the guard tower with my chums. Oh, okay. So I understand how the aiming system works now. Got it.
What, is this too easy
Right.
for you?
That is actually quite easy. Yes, Dexter. Okay, this is actually quite fun. I'll give the game this.
I think half his guts are over the next mountain range now.
Sorry, dudes. Actually, I'm not particularly sorry because you're Nazis. Still not entirely clear this guy from 1876 has been trained in what the Nazis are, but he knows who to shoot. And down he goes. Right.
Set up right here. Two more targets spotted and lit. Hit 'em.
One down.
That's the splatter that matters.
Two down. I'm not entirely sure those guys are the guys I'm meant to be shooting.
Here.
Ah, yes, I see. Right. So where is the next sniper position? It is down the hill. Largely going to let Dexter handle this, frankly, because I've only got the little tiny pistol, which is still quite good. I think they've made it easy to shoot the Nazis for an element of fun. This is an extremely old-timey car for them to be using in the 1940s. I think it's just a reused asset from the First World War missions. Where are these guys? Oh, yeah. Don't have to use the awesome super sniper on them. And that guy I can't, because he's decided to hide behind a tree cunningly. There we go. Oh, I'm in Skyrim. It looks lovely. Ah, this isn't quite so lovely.
All right, I got him. They're just coming out from... Oh, shit! Oh, fuck me!
Did he fall or was he shot? I'm not entirely clear. Okay, he just fell and now they're trying to kill him, so we got to do a heroic rescue, I see. So the automatic aim assist was fun at first, but I think between that and not actually having any ammunition count, this is getting a little bit much. Also, I don't know how to find my way down, which is fine while I can see the enemies, but when they're hiding behind a house like that, doesn't do me much good. One more guy to go, looks like. Can't in any way see where he is, but hopefully Dexter can deal with him. And somehow that worked through a roof. Brilliant. Okay, and Dexter is good. Now, how the hell do I get out of here? I presume I can't just jump. Right, let's get this thing going and find our way out. Oh no. This is going to get offensive, isn't it? Why are they all speaking German? We're in Poland. Yeah, okay. This, yeah, this ain't great. Strange to have, I mean, I don't like to play the historical pedant when we are dealing with such serious subject matter, but I actually think the camps like this existed in 1941. I think they were a later invention, because it was after the Wannsee Conference, of which I think was 1941. Oh, they're singing the horse vessel lead. Brilliant. Can't run, obviously, just have to slowly march through this. Okay, he is actually speaking something Slavic, probably Polish or Russian. I guess that's at least somewhat accurate. I guess we better find Petrovich. It is a little bit offensive, I think, that they've made these prisoners all the same guy. I understand you've got limitations on what, you know, models you can use, but you'd think this is probably the most sensitive of the bits of this game, and you kind of don't want to skimp on it. Aha, so we found him over here, his orange aura. He's not in a good way.
Hello, friend. You are the American I've heard about, yes? I am Matvey Petrovich. We will make our friendship later. Now I need your strong arms. We have grown weak and can't move this stove ourselves. I have a plan for escape. You would be a welcome addition.
Was tun Sie? An English lesson are you having? Here is a new phrase. Execution for attempted escape. Soldaten, bringt ihn zu meinem Untersuchungsstandplatz und versammelt die Gefangenen. Einer eurer Mitgefangenen, Matvey Petrovich, hast versucht zu flüchten. Ich verstehe nicht, wie in das Besitz unserer großzügigen Gastfreundschaft spuken kann und jeden hier in tödliche Gefahr bringen kann. Nur durch unser gütiges Mitgefühl seid ihr Gefangenen weiterhin am Leben. Wir müssen euch nicht zu essen geben und euer jämmerlichen Körper schützen.
Take this.
Wir geben euch nicht nur Essen und Schutz, wir ermöglichen euch auch die Würde ehrliche Arbeit wie echten Männern. Aber dieser Petrovich hat uns gezeigt, dass ein Fiedling ist, ein Dieb. Und willens derjenigen zu betrügen, dessen Freundlichkeit und Unmöglichkeit zu achten.
Now, Morris, we got the commandant.
Okay. This has suddenly got interesting. I can't tell where the hell I am, but I presume this way. I've got to get out of the... Well, I've got some automatic weapons, which is a bit more satisfying. No better people to use it on than the Nazis. Lovely pile of ammunition here.
Grab whatever you think you can handle, buddy, and make sure all our new Russian friends get a piece.
There we go. I am uncomfortable with how much relish Dexter is taking in this, frankly. Okay, this bit is actually quite difficult because I don't know where I'm getting shot from. That guy in that tower needs to go down. Now that I've got a bit of fire support, I might be able to get through and do this. It's virtually impossible to find cover because I'm getting shot from all sides. So after multiple deaths, we're back here, and if I can push past these guys who are guarding the main gate, we might be able to get this level finished off. And let's get this done. Fall back, and there it goes. Let's get out. And with that, we've made it.
Alright, I need to make this quick. You know that big old flash and bang that distracted the Germans and gave you enough time to start the breakout? Well, you planted that flashback. You just haven't done it yet. Quick, my friend. Get in that portal. I gotta break you out.
Okay, this is getting quite confusing now. So here I am trying to rescue me.
What the fresh hell? Ah, damn, my friend, we're way off target. I don't know how the hell we got here. I don't know how we're gonna get there in time to pull this off. Plus, I think that German camp down there saw the flash of us coming through the portal. I wonder. Maybe if... Aha! Let's clear out that camp and grab their truck. That'll get us...
Oh, I see. It's time for a generic first-person shooter vehicle section, is it? Yep. So with a futuristic weapon in hand, we can clear out these Germans as they charge out of their barracks, which will hopefully thin out their numbers a decent amount. This game does slightly glory in the violence, although, you know, again, concentration camp guards, not the victims of, not the recipients of history's greatest amount of sympathy. Oh, there's Dexter. We don't want to shoot him. Okay, so another mission to intercept these guys. So another 2 of them down, 1 remains to be stopped, and there he goes. So now let's head back and get their truck and do this inevitable vehicle section. From that guy who was hard enough to run through barbed wire, fucking hell. Certainly didn't. Okay, right, so I was correct, it is a vehicle section, and with submachine gun in hand, we're going to have to defend this truck. It's given me an objective to get to the truck when I'm already in the truck. Excuse me, if you wouldn't mind not doing that, that would be ideal. Especially because there's no way of me taking any cover. I can crouch, but only by like a few inches. Not really. If you could go faster, that would be appreciated. Thanks. I'm going full Von Ryan's Express back here, but it's still not easy to take them all out. I've only got a couple of 100 rounds. Very glad I picked up an automatic weapon in the last level, though. This would be very difficult to do with a bolt-action rifle. Right, and there goes the flare. Let's get the hell out of here. So as I rescue myself, we head back, hopefully, to HQ.
Oh my! What happened to you? Dexter made it back and said you would be right behind, and then nothing. But here you are, with Matvey Petrovich, both in prisoners' uniforms. You must have a wild and incredible tale, and I would like to hear it. But we have urgent, outstanding cleanup work to do. Remember, at Chronotech, the job isn't done until history is correct.
So we get 9 upgrade points, which I'm going to put into rate of fire for my pistol and accuracy for my rifle going up to maximum level. So with that, I think we're going to leave it there. Now, I don't know what you thought of the World War II themed concentration camp level. I thought, you know, matters of taste aside, and that's down to personal preference, I guess. I did think, honestly, the USP of this game is that you go back into interesting periods of history you might not have thought about before. And unfortunately, World War II is an area of history we have really, really thought about before. It's been explored in so many games over so many years that it just seems a bit of a shame to throw it in as a sort of attempt at shock humour or shock value. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest, although by this point in the game I've kind of learned not to expect much from its aspirations. So this isn't going to be the final episode. There'll be one more, it looks like. I think we've got the 2 more levels in the Civil War and the First World War, and then we've got a final level, which I remember being set in a very different time period indeed. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing another big chunk of Darkest of Days. If you want to check out some of the other stuff that's on my channel, I finished Cube of Ore last weekend, so there'll be that to finish off if you want to watch the 3 episodes there. There's also a new series that's going to be starting on Sundays along similar lines, and if you want to give any suggestions for what I should start after I've done with Darkest of Days, because this is drawing to an end, feel free to comment. Otherwise, if you could subscribe or back me on Patreon to help me keep the show on the road, that would be really appreciated, and I will see you next time. Thanks very much.